It's the Daily Apple Dispatch for July 2nd, 2024. Fare thee well, M3.
Do we believe?
Good evening. In a Mac user article by Roman Layola, the Apple's M3 chip lineup is a victim of the times. Roman writes, "The golden age of artificial intelligence has just begun with AI tools now available that help people get more things done. But Apple's presence in AI has been muted, to put it kindly. Apple needs to do something to make an impression and tell the world it's keeping up with the times." Okay, so basically, in essence, the M4 processor has changed the rules for Apple, and it looks like the M3 is the first victim. Don't hold your breath waiting for M3 Macs, iMacs, or Mac Minis. If you bought a MacBook Air or MacBook Pro, how do you now feel about your shiny new acquisition being almost obsolete in much less than a year? That's not to say that they aren't good computers, but with Apple's recent obsession over everything AI and the M4 currently only in the iPad Pros, supposedly being the best chip for taking advantage of Apple's as yet unreleased AI-enhanced software offerings, the writing is on the wall for those M3 goodies to soon lose a lot of their value. For people who don't care about Apple's AI or Apple Intelligence, as they're calling it, chances are between September and March of 2025, there's going to be some really good bargains to be had for M2 and M3 Macs, both new and refurbished. Quite likely, a few of those refurbished Macs will be brand new ones that Apple couldn't sell, since a lot of people will probably be waiting for the M4s. So if you have an M2 or an M3 Mac, what do you do? Do you wait and get as much trade in as you can once the M4s are released? Or do you sell now for the highest price you're likely to see? Quite a conundrum you're facing. Better cash back versus less of a trade-in, but you'll still have your Mac. Well, here's my advice for what it's worth. Don't sell your current M2, M3, iMac, Mac Mini, Studio, or MacBook. When the M4s come out, don't trade them in. In fact, unless your Mac is still rocking an Intel chip, don't get a new M4 at all. Crazy talk? No, not really. The M series of processors have been a boon for Apple and a curse. A boon because all those people that were using Intel Macs jumped in on the M1 when they came out. A lot of people did. Yes, it's anecdotal at best because Apple conveniently doesn't release sales numbers anymore, but based on observations talking with fellow Mac users and that we're now 3 years plus into the transition to Apple Silicon, most people already have M series Macs, so big boom. A curse though as well, because performance gains from one series to the next have not been all that much. So many are keeping those first and second generation Macs anecdotal, instead of upgrading because the boost they got from the M1 over the older Intel Macs was phenomenal. A huge leap. I still have my M1 Mac Mini because, to be honest, it does everything I need at amazing speeds. Doing video and audio content generation has been a breeze, and I'm very happy with it. People not doing those things, but just, the usual web surfing, email, gazing, office, tasking kinds of things, have even less reason to upgrade. To replace my M1 Mac Mini, 16 gigs of RAM with a 1 terabyte SSD to get a better processor, it's going to cost me about $1,200 for maybe a 10 to 20% increase based on what I do. Maybe more, maybe less. Is it worth it? I won't speak for you, but I took a long, hard look at large purchases these days, except for microphones, but let's not go there. The one I want, which is the Mac Studio, is likely closer to the 3K plus range. So I'm playing the long game. If I'm right, those M2, M3 Macs will soon be hitting the bargain basement, and I can get one I want, the one that I want at a fraction of what it would be new and still get higher performance than I currently have. I could be wrong, of course. And all that Apple intelligence will, need an M4, and I'm left holding a brick. But I don't think so. If, where are they? I know I've got some stuff. See, this is frustrating. Oh, because I'm in the wrong section. I need to switch over before I get to this part. If you'd like to contact me via email, it's guy@mymac.com. Over on X, it's MacParrot. On Instagram and Threads, it's VertShark. You can also call our telephone number, which is 703-828-4677. Make sure you use the U.S. country code if necessary, and remember that some charges may apply. For the Apple Daily Dispatch, I'm Guy Serle, and I wish you all a great evening. Bye-bye.